Hi everybody, it's Violet here from Journal Art Papery. Just going to finish off my lovely forget-me-not journal, but before I do that I really need to paint a couple of these little things, so I'll just do that very quickly. These are just going to be little journal notelets, but I thought it might be nice just to carry on over the theme of the forget-me-nots. The journal doesn't have only forget-me-nots in it, but yeah, I just want to keep it blues and vintagey kind of look. So I just thought I'd have a quick paint here. So I've just sketched out a couple of little bits on my notelets here, and I'm just going to pretty much colour them in, and just mixing some paint here, some olive green with some bright green. Just want to do the leaf in first. Going to try and make a watery mix here. So we'll just start painting. So press, drag and lift. Look at that, there's a leaf. Too easy, isn't it? Press, drag and lift. Again here. So I thought I'd do all the leaves first. In nature, the leaves tend to grow first, so we may as well just stick with nature. And got a few other little bits in here. These are just going to be the tips of the actual flowers. I'm not sure what they call them really. They're the part that the flowers are sort of stuck in and protrude from. So I might just put a couple of those here and there just to add a little bit of interest. Now, before I change, I'm not going to change over my brush. I'll just keep going with this brush and use a very fine pressure, just so that I can paint the actual stems in. Press down a little bit, want it a little bit thick, and just come back up here. I normally would use the liner brush for this, but rather than change over my brushes right at the moment, I thought I would just do it as is. Just a little bit of, maybe add another little leaf here. Okay, they're going to be painted in a moment. These are just the skeleton paint of it. So just a very fine pressure, and then press, drag and lift again. I'm not doing these absolutely the same. I just thought I'll get some colour on the page here. You can see it's just a round brush, and I'm just pressing and lifting pretty much. So there's no real absolute skill to it. I think it's just a matter of being confident, having a go, and you can see how quickly I'm doing it. So it's not really what you would call an artistic feat. It's a little bit of pressure there, a bit of pressure there. I'm going to do flowers out of those. And that one there. So drag and bring it back that way. Stem there. Okay. Just painting in very quickly. I'll put a flower down here as well. I don't know, I think that looks reasonably balanced. Okay. All right. So that's just the start. I'm just washing the brush out. I'm going to put some highlight on the leaf, on each of the leaves. I might go with the really bright green that I've got on my palette here, just to put in some beautiful, yeah, that looks better. Just to give it a little bit of form. That'll probably dry into the actual dark green, so I might need to mix a little bit of white with that in a minute. We'll just see what it lands like. Just dabbing, 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 dabbing. So not a lot to it. Sometimes I would dry brush this, but I just want to make them very quick little paintings so I can get on with finishing off my journal and putting the rest of the ephemera on. Notice I go round with the curve of the actual leaf. Right, now I might finish off those later as far as the leaf goes, but for now I'm just going to mix a couple of colours together, and I've got Pacific blue, French blue and a little bit of Payne's grey. I'm just going to make a blue mix out of it so it's not too bright blue. I like it to be toned down a little bit, and we're just going to put in the flowers. So I'm just dabbing. Oh, forgot to put the green in there, never mind. Dabbing. Going to colour them in. Obviously they're not going to stay like that. I'm going to put a little bit of white on them just to give them a little bit more form. So forget-me-nots have 5 petals. Just want to make those a little bit bigger there. And I might just do a semblance of a flower here so that you can just see part of it. I think another one here. I've lost my way a little bit as far as the flowers goes. I'm not sure where I put the little bits, but some of them are just starting to peek out, so they're not fully formed open flowers yet. Let me see, where else? I think that'll come around there. I think that'll do for that one. Just move that aside. Do this one here. It takes a little minute to get them all done. I shouldn't have gone that way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do a bit of dabbing here. Talk amongst yourselves while I'm just finishing off here. I just want to add a little bit of specialness to the journal. I often try to put some hand-painted bits in all my journals. Depends what the theme is. If it's floral, then definitely I would put some hand-painted flowers in. Okay, so I think that'll do for that. Now what I'll do is I'm just going to pick up a little bit of white on my brush and add to that blue, so I've got a nice highlight on each of the flowers. They're not going to be too over the top. See how quickly I'm doing this. So if you're not going to be doing any painting or anything like that, don't stress out. This is just really a little bit of ephemera for whoever buys this journal, just to add a little bit of specialness to it. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on this because I went over my painting tutorial just recently, so okay, got to put a little bit of green in there. Miss that bit. These are such a fun thing to do, and you know, they can be forget-me-nots, so they can be just pretend flowers that are decorative. Whatever you choose to do, have a go at them because they're so easy to paint. You can see that that's quite pretty already. I might just leave that blue for a minute, wash my brush. I need to go for the centre. I noticed that in forget-me-nots there's a little dot of red, which I don't tend to put in mine, but there's a sort of a yellowish centre with a little bit of white flaring out from the centre. So I'm just going to add the yellow in the centre there. We've only got one open here by the looks. A bit lazy of me, wasn't it, just to put one real one that's opened in each of the bits. So I'll leave that like that. Might just lighten up some of these leaves a little bit, so I'm going to use some of my white I'm going to go in with the bright green again and just make it really bright, just so that we've got a bit of highlight. Oops, I think my brush is a bit wet. I prefer it not to look so wet. Maybe I'll just dab that down. Looks a bit loud. Let's do it properly. Okay, I'm gonna have to go over that. It's a bit light for me. I think that's okay. Just lifts it up a little bit, and when that dries, that'll settle down. It won't be so in your face. A little bit of highlight on the stems just so that you can see they're dimensional and not flat. Do the same over here. I should be changing my brush, but I'm not. I'm being a bit lazy. I want to do this quickly. Again, harping on it, but rightio. Got the green I missed in there, so I'll just better put that in now. I think I'm going to go and get my liner brush just so I can tidy those up a bit. I'm waiting for the yellow centre to dry. Okay, getting some white on my brush. Just gonna it's better bringing them out a little bit more. Nearly done. I think I've got to add a little bit of detail and then we'll be done. Then I can get on with the rest of the ephemera. Okay, it's a beautiful day here in Adelaide on Saturday, day after Good Friday. Just loving this weather, beautiful autumn weather. Hubby's out with the birds at the moment. He's got some gorgeous little finches outside that he looks after and breeds, and they're just really, really pretty little birds. The Australian ones have just got the most gorgeous colours in them. The Gouldians, they're just beautiful. I'll have to start painting a few. Just adding some green to that, just to connect the flower to the green there. It looks a little bit sort of disassociated from it. I just want to connect the flower, putting some, I don't know what you'd call them. They're not stamens, they're just bits of green. Again, blind man on a galloping horse wouldn't even notice, but I do. I just think, just have to finish them off a little bit better. I don't think I could do that with the bigger brush. I have to use my little scary liner. Don't want to overdo it. I'm meant to be a little bit quicker. It's hard actually figuring out what kind of ephemera I want to put in this journal, because I want it to remain blues, and so I think that'll do for that. I'll just finish off the centre in a minute. Yeah, I just want it to remain blue tones, and what I've done is I've created a whole pile of beautiful floral on wood and backgrounds for my digital downloads, and they're in my shop at Journal Art Papery, and so what I did was I printed a couple of those up and I've put them in the journal. They're just stunning, beautiful wood backgrounds, and because some of them are blue, I've actually utilised some of the blue and just printed them up, and I think I'll just put them in my journal. I've made a couple of little journal cards with the papers as well, and just printed onto card. They're really lovely. You can print them up. They're 300 DPI, so they're really quite good quality for changing the size, and they don't have to sort of stay the same size. Right, now just going around the edge of these little blue flowers, the ones that are fully formed, I'm just dipping into my Payne's grey, and I'm going to just put a few little dots around the edge just to sit that yellow out. It'll pop it out a little bit by having that shading behind it. So that's the only open one there. I'll put a little dot in the middle too. Oh, that was a bit big. I have to change that. My paint's a bit wet. I've changed my wet palette, and I've refreshed it, so it's just a little bit too wet at the moment. I just want to dab that so that I don't ruin it altogether. So we'll just get that off. See how easy that came off. That's not because it's watercolour paint, it's actually acrylic, and I've watered it down quite a bit. And I just put that little dot in the middle instead of the huge whopping thing I had there a minute ago. Okay, now what do I want to do? I'm going to go down the edges of the actual stems and just stand them out a little bit more. And how long has this taken? Just a couple of minutes really, so not too long. So what happens if I don't have my paint wet enough, it won't come off my brush easily. So lesson learned, put a little bit more water on it and it should be easy, it'll come off easier. I don't want to overdo it. Okay, that'll do. Pretty. Again, it's not fab art, it's just really quick put together, but enough to be decorative. I think that'll do. I'm happy with that. So there's my two little journal cards that are going to go in the journal. I'm just going to pop these paints away and get my water out of the way so I don't put my arms in it and get a little bit messy. That would be not cool. Alrighty. I've got that out of the way. I'll just close my paint box and then we'll get on with the ephemera. Right. So two nice little pieces that will go in as little journal cards. I'll just pop those aside for a minute. Just want to get my journal over here. This is the lovely forget-me-not journal that I've been doing. I just want to move my camera up and hopefully my phone won't go crashing down. I'll just move it up so you can see it a little bit better. Right, so you can see I've popped some stuff in just so that I've been trying to place where I want to put it, and so I've just sat it there, and this is wide because my beautiful washi tape's just sitting there so I don't forget where I wanted to put it. So we've got the front, that's the front there. Got my camera around the right way today, so hopefully I won't have any window boxing, which is, oh my goodness, I feel like I could just slap my head up against the wall when I do stupid things like that. I'm just going to actually move the camera up a little bit more, so bear with me, and hopefully it won't go crashing down. That would be horrible. There we go, that's a bit better. I can get it all in. Lovely. I'm not great at this. I'm doing it on my mobile phone, which has got a brilliant camera on it, so why would I buy a camera when I've got that? Yeah, just the front's finished. What I did was, remember, I put the holes in the side for the to put the pages in, and I've just tied some sari silk on there because it's reminding me that whether I will put like a tassel or something. I've made a tassel for it. I'll just show you. I'm not sure what I think about that yet, but I've got this tassel here. It's got quite a few of the colours that are in the journal, and so I thought that might work if I pop that down the side of the journal. Just lay it down to see what it might look like. It might work. I haven't decided completely yet, but I've just got a little bulb pin there for that to be attached to, and I'll attach that to the sari silk as well if I put that on. I think I might. Anyway, okay, so I'll just open her up again, and I put a little mini band here just so that I could put some ephemera down. I love these beautiful wax seals. My favourite wax seal that my husband bought for me. I just love it, and I've put a few of these throughout the journal, but I love this gorgeous vintage lace here. So that's a pocket there on the top or underneath. Now this is just some of the watercolour card that I did for the cover. There was a little bit left over, so I've just put some stitching on the side to put the lace down, and yeah, so I just thought I'll put that in there, not too over the top, a little bit more simple, but this is, again, this is some of that lovely digital paper that I've got on my site, and this is the French Blues set. And this one here is the French Blues as well. But I've just put that in there so that you can see that's a pocket there. This was the sticker paper. Remember, I printed up on sticker paper instead of just normal paper. And so I've just put that there just for decorative purposes, really. And here's a couple of my other pictures there. They're digital downloads with the flowers on the wood backgrounds, and because they're very similar blues, I'll put them in the journal. Hopefully that will, you know, they're just, and I've painted the back of each of those cards so that they can be written on, but I've just left them plain. I didn't want to over fancy things because I've got some more lace in the journal, but I'm just going to put them in here. This is a die cut that I sell in my shop. I sell this in a sticker form, but I've made a die cut here just to make a little clip where I can just shove those in there and they stay put. And this is beautiful from the French Blues section as well, this paper. My digital downloads. Again, the bag that I talked about, the glassine bags, I love putting these in my journal. All I've done is I've embossed it, and I've coffee stained this one. And I've added this most beautiful colour. It's like a French blue wax seal. It's just so stunning. I love it. And so what I did, again, I made a couple of mini journals, and these are they. This is one of the mini journals that I've used just the watercolour paper, and I've folded over a couple of bits of the A4 size paper and just cut them and put those in the centre. So that's just a simple mini little journal. I love both sides of that. And all I've done here is add some, oh, I don't know, they call it silly thread or something. I don't know what they call it, but it's just beautiful. I bought this stuff. I bought probably 4 rolls, maybe 5 rolls, and I paid $2 for the lot. And it's just gorgeous. I'll show you the roll. These are the rolls. Not that beautiful. I don't know what it's called, but I love it, and it works well with all my journals because it's such a beautiful shade of blue, and it's got some little pale pink in there as well. So I did these journals, and I thought what I'll do is I'll pop these inside the bigger journal. Just there. Oh, before I do, this is a gorgeous little vintage doily that I've chopped up, and again some more of that beautiful white sari silk that I'm going to be wrapping around the journal when I'm finished with the journal. So I'll just pop that in there. That's where that one lives. I haven't completed the whole journal. I've just, you know, done a few things, and this is the other one. Just lovely, beautiful little lace across there. This is vintage. This isn't vintage, but this lace here is. And again, that lovely thread on the side. Again, just some journal pages. I left the paint there. I didn't cover it over. I thought, yes, I was messy on the day, but I don't mind that. So that one will go in. I've got another spot for that one in the back with another bag, so I'll pop that in there. But before I go ahead, I just wanted to show you these. I bought a whole pile of frames from overseas, and this is how they came. Honestly, I was so not angry. I was very, very disappointed. So all they are, they're like an oval sort of frame, but they're all broken. Every piece was broken, and it was just a light wood. So what I've done is I've painted it with some watered down French blue and white, and it's made it just a beautiful shade to add to my journal. So kind of get, you know, something out of some misery, I suppose. So I've put a few pieces of those on some of the ephemera in the journal. Might just move this tape out of here because it's driving me crazy having that up there. This is my beautiful washi tape that I designed, and again it's the pattern that's on my painted desk here, but I'm going to be putting some of this in the journal because of the beautiful blue, and I've got some other little journal tags that I've made that will go with this, so it's not too out of the ordinary for this journal. So I'll keep that aside for a moment. This is just a little journal card that I made from the French Blues download. It's just, I've left it white on the background, and this is just some embossed paper on top of that beautiful paper that I have in my French Blues section. So I'll just tuck that one in there. I'm going to put something here. Let me see if I can find, I think I had something in mind. I might come back to it, but I'll just put something else on there just to finish that off. On the other side, we've got one of those pieces of ephemera that I painted last week. Again, with a beautiful little bee seal on there, and another little journal card with the French Blues design on it. This design is in the journal as well, so it just tucks in there. Again, this gorgeous lined paper. Now, I thought I might put this piece of material down here and make sort of like a belly band coming this way. I think I might glue that. I found a good thing to do with that. I might glue that down there, and I thought I might put a little bit of just some beautiful netting. I might scrunch that up and just, I don't know if I should sew it or just glue it. I think I might just sew that. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll sew that and I'll come back. Okay, so I might just glue this down. What I might do is I might glue this onto the material first. My trusty glue, just the normal clear craft glue. I think I said this last time, you know, I don't buy the expensive name brand glues. I don't see the point. They all have the same ingredients and they do quite a good job. So I might just pop that maybe that way. Stick it down, and then I'll need to stick the back of this down. I'm not going to sew it onto here. I'll just, whoops, sorry about that. I'll just stick it down with some more of that glue. it's not going to come away. There's a method to my madness. Sometimes glue will come through materials, so putting a little bit of this and that on there will stop you from being able to see it come through. Just put some more glue on the back here. This is just going to hold it in place. You can see I'm super messy when I glue. I don't know how you do it, but I do it quickly, so I don't take a lot of thought about it. I just get in, jump in, boots and all, and do it. So I'll just tie that down a bit. So we need something to go through here, and I'll come back to that in a minute once the glue's dry. Again, I'll just leave that free for writing. There's that beautiful print. This here is the most magnificent long doily, and there's the other part to it. I've cut it in, well, not in half, but I've cut it in probably about a third. And I wanted it to go on this page because I want to make a pocket out of it here. And so I'm just going to glue this bit down and some of the lace to the edge so that this can be a lovely, lovely big pocket. Still not sure what I'm going to put in the pockets. Obviously we'll figure it out as we go. So instead of putting the glue all the way down on there, I'll just pop it down very carefully onto the page. And this will keep it from going anywhere. I'm not overdoing it, I'm not putting too much on, but I'm just going to put a little bit around there, a little bit around here, just so that I can cover off with the lace. Now I've got that on the right side there, so I just need to place it. I don't know if you do this sort of thing for your journals, or if you're very hit and miss like me, just popping stuff here and there. But usually I take quite a bit of thought before I put things down, and I place them as I have today. I've got bits and pieces all throughout, and just placing them to see how I like them and how I would like my journal, if I was keeping it, how I would like it to look. So hopefully I'm doing the best for whoever gets to buy this journal, so it'll all be aesthetically pleasing. So I didn't glue the whole thing down. I've glued it down enough so that it's not going to move once that glue is dry. I'm not going to put anything in there right at the moment. I was a little bit of a loss as to what to do with these, whether to do anything more with them or not, or just leave them as nice little journal pages to write on. I like the idea of having journal pages to write on, because I think that's important. What good is a journal if you can't do some writing in it? Okay, so I'll come back. I'll think about it anyway, and I might come back, but I've placed a few other little bits and pieces. I love that. That is just so gorgeous. I love that colour, and it's got a little bit of blue lavender in there. So what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to doody-da this top of this paper up a bit and just see if I can figure out the right side of this lace. I think it goes down that way. Just going to glue that across the top here. Right. Just pop a little bit of extra glue on here. This was one of the actual glue wax seals that I did, and I love the way they turned out. Just so easy. Took a little bit of extra time because of the glue aspect, but they just turned out so well, and I love this colour. Turned out the most beautiful, delicious, almost vanilla-y sort of colour. And I'm not sure what shade I used, whether it was just a white. No, it couldn't have been a white. I'm not really sure what colour I put in that, but it would have been mostly the glue that gave it that tinge of cream. So that's a little bit of doody-da on that page. Not going to put many corner pockets in. Some of my journals I do, but not all. Okay, now this one here, because I've got the texture paste on here, I wasn't sure whether I should sew that. I might have a go at it because I think the sewing would look better than just gluing it on. So I'll do that and come back and we'll make a pocket out of that. Okay, so I've sewed the lace on and just thinking, I was thinking I might glue it to the back of that, but then I got that there. I suppose it's just really pretty that way that can be left for writing. So I might go ahead and do that. I'll put some glue on it, make a little pocket. Oh, got a spidey on me. These little critters are out and about at the moment. Don't know why. The sewing machine did go through the texture paste, or the needle did, so that's all good. Beautiful sewing machine. I've had it since my daughter was born. Just after my daughter was born, we were living in Perth and my lovely mum-in-law was over for a bit of a holiday, and it was the Royal Show was on in Perth, and they were flogging these sewing machines, and I had no intention of had no dream of buying another sewing machine because I had my old Singer, and she said to my husband it was a computer sewing machine. It was the first of its kind, I think, the Janome Memory Craft, and she said, "Oh, you must buy it for Karen, you must buy it for her, she needs it," because I used to sew on my kids' clothes as well, and my sewing machine was forever packing it in. It was a horrible thing to keep trying to fix it all the time. And so my darling husband bought me this, I think it was over $1,000, about $1,200 at the time, I think, this computer sewing machine. But I'll tell you what, it has paid for itself over and over. And it's still going strong all these many years later. I think my daughter's 30, oh gee, what is she, 35, 36? 35, I think, this year. And maybe I'm wrong. Sorry if that's not true, Alex. Sorry about that. I'm a bad mother. Anyway, don't know my kids' ages. I just know they're in their 30s. Anyway, this is another tag that I made myself, and I usually do all my own cutting on my machine. And that one's been Parisian dyed. And what I mean by that is I use Parisian essence. Just bring it up a bit and look at all that beautiful, just fine, I don't know, just gorgeous little pattern there. And I've just added this in as a little bookmark. I've put a couple of these in and used some of that broken frame. Came in handy. I wasn't happy, I must say, but it came in handy. So I just thought I'll put it on there, and that's where it'll live. So that'll be glued down in a minute, and that'll stay put, and that'll do. That'll be good. And move on to the next. Go further. This is another page that I've added in. This is one of my beautiful printables that are on my wood backgrounds. They're not all blue. There's some whites and lovely pink florals and roses and all kinds of lovely stuff. But yeah, I thought it turned out quite nicely. And I've got this lovely doily that I think is forget-me-nots. How about that? So I haunt op shops and I go and buy all these beautiful things that I can find that I think might go well in my journals. So what I'm going to do is I've sat it in place because this is the center of the journal, and I'm just going to glue it down, and we'll see what will happen next. Hopefully what I might do is just glue along the edges. So I'm going to leave that in place. Just open up the center so that I don't get my lovely seam binding dirty, and I'll just put a little bit of glue on this side. I just want to put it on the stitching so that it doesn't go through the fabric. Put that there. The only problem with this type of glue is it gets those little thready bits when you go to pull it off whatever you're gluing. I'll just put a little bit there. Let that fall where it may. That can be a little pocket in there. And on the other side here, there's beautiful linen doily, and you can see it's vintage. It's still got some of the staining on it. Probably glue around to here. I know this video is probably going to be a longish video, so I hope you're still with me, watching me glue. How therapeutic is that? Let's come back up to this side. I've been having a bit of a think about my fingernails lately. I see them on my videos and I think, oh my goodness, they're horrid. But you know, the reason why they're horrid mostly is because I've had fake nails ages ago when my daughter was married. I got some fake nails put in place, and you know, my fingernails after that have never been the same. So I swore to myself that I would not do them again, obviously for vanity's sake, and we want to look good as girls. But I just thought, you know, it's not worth it. My fingernails are so brittle and horrible and breaking. They're always breaking, and it's not altogether the fault of the fingernails, the fake nails, but you know, my fingernails haven't been the same since I actually had them. I think I stuck that down. Just, yes, I did stick it to that page and just wipe that bit of glue away. Okay, coming back. Okay, so that's going to be a pocket when that dries. I don't want to press it out too far because the glue's, I'll probably put a bit too much glue on there, but that's not going anywhere. That's going to be a lovely pocket when that's ready. And again, this is another one that I'm going to make a pocket. This is a vintage envelope. I've got a whole pile of these, and I thought just this beautiful, I don't know if it was meant to be lemon or whether it's just tainted a little bit over time because of age, but I thought that would be a beautiful addition to this. And it's, you can see it's just a real vintage. I'm not sure, I think I'll pop that there so that I'm not going to glue that down with that section there, although should I? Yeah, I think I might, because if I don't, that pocket's not going to be usable. If I've got a pocket there and a pocket there, can only put little things. Oh, don't know what, I'm conflicted now. So will I just stick it down, or will I leave that as a pocket? I'm going to leave it as a pocket, decided. I'm just going to glue the sides here so that I can flip it over. Oh, just a little bit of glue. Oh, is there such a thing as a little bit of glue with me? I think it just comes out, it comes out. I should clean the top of my glue jar so I can have a little bit more control. Okay, so that should do it. I'll just, doesn't have to be in the center, but I think it looks okay in the center. So I'm going to have another pocket here once this dries. So what I might do, because it's the center of the journal, I might actually pop those lovely little journal cards in, one in there and maybe one in there. I don't know. I've got another one of these. I quickly painted a blue flower on it earlier. Just stick that down. I'll paint and glue all over my fingers. Oh, messy girl, messy girl. All right. So whether it'll go, yes, perfect fit. Lovely, like it. Leave that there so I don't forget that's where it's going. I don't know if I'll put the other one in there. I might put the other one in the other envelope when I get to it. Alrighty, so I'll move on over. Okay, so we've got an envelope here, which I can stick some journal card or something in, which I'll put another one of those in and go in there. Very nice. And I've got this gorgeous print. I've just put some gold around the edge of that, and that's another pocket as well. I wonder if I could put that in there. Probably a bit too much, I reckon. I'm not sure what I'll put in there yet, but I'll put something nice in there, so whoever gets the journal will enjoy it. So there'll be a journal card of some sort in there. I just have to make them. I didn't want to delay with getting this video up and running because I can procrastinate and make hundreds of pieces of ephemera and then just waste all my time doing that and not getting anything else done. This is just an extra piece of that front cover watercolor paper. I'm just going to cut that and make a band out of it, and I'm going to put it here. So I'll do that now, just because I can see I've bent the edges over when I did something else with it. So I'll just cut along here. Try not to cut my fingers. Just so that it's got enough room in there. Nice and straight, lovely, not. Gee, didn't figure that one too well, did I? Nah, never mind. These things happen. Okay, so what I might do with this, before I stick it down, I might put some of this beautiful washi tape on there. I'm just going to cut that first bit away because it's been sitting there a bit. It might not stick. Alrighty, so let's just move that for a minute. I love this tape. Oh, not enough. Okay, just have to get another one. I've got a huge amount of this I bought when I designed it. I thought I'm going to buy so much because everyone's going to want one. So I'll just get a fresh one out. Won't be too long. There we go. Didn't realise it was right at the end. I'm going to use a little bit of this in the journal as well. I'll just tie some, oh yeah, I like that. Just come back up to here. I can't see if I'm straight there, that'll do. Okay, so that's prettied that up again. I'll just tuck it over. Going nowhere. Going nowhere. Right. Move my journal back here. And I'm gonna, where am I gonna put that? Where am I gonna put it? I'm gonna put it there. Right in the middle so I can shove something in there when I want to. I've got some journal cards that I've made up in the same pattern as the washi tape, so that might be what I'll put there. Just gluing, 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 gluing. Put far too much glue on there. Now this journal washi tape actually has, obviously, this is the bottom of the pattern and the clear blue up the top. It's not really clear. If you look at my table here, it's taken from my table and the design rather, and it's all crackled and everything, but it doesn't, the actual tape doesn't pick it up easily. You can see a little bit. If you had glasses on or a microscope or something, you could probably focus in on the crackle in it, but it's just such a pretty design. I've also made stickers out of this design, and they're called my twirl stickers. Maybe I'll put some of those in here. Maybe I won't, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Anyway, it's going to be a journal that's not super packed with ephemera, but it's going to have some pretty ephemera in it that will work perfectly with the journal. In fact, I'm going to put a packet of my stickers in there as well. I've got these lovely blue floral and butterfly stickers. I think I'll put a set of those in the journal for whoever purchases it, and they can sort of figure out where they want to put some of these little blue flowers and butterflies. So that's me being lazy. I'll just give them a packet and they can work it out. So I'll be putting this one up on my website for sale. It won't be going on Etsy. I'm going to work more hard on my website and hopefully get that going so that I can give Etsy the flick eventually. Okay, so that's that. Now I did actually have some journal cards that I've made. There's that one there, but I did put something else together, but I didn't like it in the end for this journal, and it's just this little mini journal here. I put that together, but when I looked throughout it, I thought, oh, it's not perfect for this particular journal, even though it's got the blues in it, and a little shade of pink wouldn't hurt, and it's a tuck there. But the centre of it, it could probably work at a pinch, and I suppose putting this in has probably helped it, but I don't know. I think I'll use that in another journal. Right, just okay, just trying to look for my stuff. Got it everywhere. Okay, so I'll come back and I'll figure out what I'm going to put in here. But I'll just keep sticking things down at the moment. This one here, that one. I'm going to, this is a lovely piano paper pocket that I've made, and I've put a couple of journal cards in there already just so that you can see there's actually 3 pockets. What am I doing? I should have 3 cards in there. So I'll put this mini piece here, just a little extra piece. I'll put that in there just so you can see that there's three pockets there. I'm going to stick that down, maybe with my washi tape so it flips out, and you can use it as a tuck as well. So I might do that now. Let's stick it down with the washi tape. I've got narrow washi tape like this one here, so there's both. It's the same design, but it's just put on the tape a little bit differently. Let's show you the design there. So that's the design of the narrow one. Let's wind you back up. Maybe not, I'll do that in a minute. And this is the design, oh, you saw the design on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, maybe because that's there, I might stick that on that side. I wonder if that'll be too much there. No, that's okay. So because I've got the washi tape here, I might put that one here. I don't want to make it look out of place. I'm just going to, which way will I want it? I think I'll do it that way. So to put them, I should do it, get smart here, Karen. I shouldn't say Karen, I'm Violet now. How bizarre am I, changing my name to my granny's name. I'll put it there on that side. And I'll stick it down to there. Sorry about my manky glue fingers there. It's not too bad that it's going to take away from that pocket. I just want to butt it right up against, so let's do it right. Come over this way. And just maybe put it there. Okay, that'll work. So what I'm going to do is just put some more tape down on this side so we don't lose that if it comes undone. So is this like watching teeth being pulled? I'm not sure. I'm enjoying myself. I hope you are. You've probably fast forwarded 100 times by now, but that's okay. All right, so gorgeous washi tape, you're there. Sometimes you need to sew washi tape to keep it in place, but my washi tape doesn't need to be sewn. I haven't found anyway, and I've used it quite a bit in my designs. I might just tidy that up a little bit. Get my other smaller scissors here. Just tidy it up along the edge there. To the other side. I mean, it's not meant to be super tidy, but I like things to be done well. Alright. I should wash my hands, I've got glue all over me. Alright, so it's going to... You know what I did? I put it on upside down. What an idiot. Okay, let's put it off. Oh my goodness, let's take it off. How funny is that? Just as well washi tape can come up reasonably easy. Take very gently does it. What was I thinking? Obviously I wasn't meant to go that way. Duh. Okay, so let's try again. I might as well just make it there. Get the other side stuck down, then I'll give it a good whacking down. Come on. Get with the program. And these things are good to see how trial and error, a little bit of mucking around can work for or against, but what I'm thinking is I might actually sew it down once I've stuck it now that I've pulled it up, because in time this washi tape will be there and it will stay put, it won't move. It's just a matter of the fact that I've pulled it up. I don't want to risk having it come up on the new owner of the journal, so I'm probably going to sew that down, which is not a big issue. Or you can glue it down, whatever takes your fancy. I think for this I might, why won't I? I don't want to lose the pattern of that. Just making sure. Okay, it's there, it's staying. Okay, cool bananas. That will do, and that can open up like that. More writing area here on that page. This is all very loose because I haven't tied it down in case I wanted to put more paper in, but I don't think I do. I've got a little doodad I've made at the back yet. I've still got to work out what I'm going to do with that. Just more paper. My other lovely, some more of that thread, my other lovely bag. This beautiful, lovely thread. I love it. I think when people see me buying this sort of stuff, they probably think, oh, that woman's crazy. I wonder what she's going to do with all of that, you know, or what kind of jumper can you knit with that? And I'm like, yeah, I don't mind what they say really, because it just, yeah, look at that. Perfect window. I shall put this one in here. That's the pocket that goes for that journal. So that'll go in there. So you're not just getting the one journal, you're getting 1, 2, that other journal. And I'm thinking still I might put that other one in. I'm not sure yet. I might put that other one in. Okay, so that'll go there. Or that back of that lovely paper. Alrighty, another lovely book tag that I've made. And that's just simple glue. And that's just a little piece of hydrangea petal in there. Again, these are die cuts that I sell in my shop. I've made them with this beautiful French design here and the forget-me-nots, but I've made lots of them in their variety of different colours. I've got a whole pile of them here just to show you. So you've got that one. Got this beautiful one here. Gorgeous violets. And that obviously the forget-me-nots. But I sell those as a set. I think there's probably 2 of each design. Plus I sell other designs to go with them. So it's not just all you get, it's a different frame kind of floral designs as well. And that one will just slip in there. I love this sari silk. I got this on Etsy. And I couldn't say who I got it from, but I've not seen the wide sari silk before. And when I saw it, I thought, yes, I love that. I'm going to grab it because I've got other lots of sari silk in more like this sort of size, which is nice, but I like it in the wide as well. This one here, I'll put that here because this is what I'm going to do. Again, just another piece of the French blue digital download, another gorgeous little wax seal with a diamante, and one of those pieces of frame. And that's just got some of the sticker paper that I printed on my sticker paper by mistake, and I've chopped it up and put some on the back there. So that's going to go here, and I'm going to use this just as a little belly band kind of piece to put on that paper. So I'll do that now. Just clean the top of my glue so I can see what I'm doing with it. I don't know about you, but I get glue all over me. Oh dear. Anyway, so just going to put a little bit on the edges of the petals here. Not going to put it right across the page or anything. And again over here, just so that it's got enough to adhere. And once it's dry, it's not moving. I do use both sewing and gluing in my journals, where I can glue even better. If it would look more aesthetically pleasing, I would sew. Just move that so I don't glue that in the wrong spot. I might go up a bit. Let's not make it all the way across. Let's make it up. Alrighty. That'll do for that. And that gorgeous little piece here, this material, I've used that again in the journal in a minute. I just thought I'd love those colours together. So that's where that one's going to live. Can go back there. You can see I don't, put a lot of ephemera in, but what I do have in will be useful to whoever owns the journal. Okay, and this is almost to the end. This is my little journal tag that I showed you before. I've got a lot of this design that's on my table. I've spread across quite a few tags, and I've just put that on the top here because I had to put another woman in because I've got one on the front. So I've just glued her down to the bag, and this is actually the top of the shopping bag, and I've made a little gate out of this, and that's the tag there, so that comes out. And I've gessoed all across here, and I haven't glued this one down yet, which I will do now. I thought I might make another pocket out of that, and there's a pocket under there. So all I've done is I've just placed some blue fabric. I think I bought, must be hundreds of these squares in different colours. I got a like an old ice cream container, and it was at an op shop, and it was $3, and I got hundreds of pieces of fabric in squares. These are the squares, that's the size. I got hundreds of pieces of those in a variety of beautiful colours, my type of colours, and for $3. So bargain, bargain, bargain. So yeah, I might, there's a pocket here, so another journal card or something. Actually, these. Yeah, they can go in there. I'll put them in a minute once I've glued this fabric down. So I'll just move that over aside again for a minute. I just want to pop this fabric down on here. I just put some gesso over the pattern of the shopping bag just to hide it, but you could probably draw on that or paint on it or put stickers on it or whatever you want to do on it. I'm not sure which side this fabric goes. I don't know whether it matters. I don't know which one I like. I think we'll put it that way. It looks like it should probably go that way. I'm just sticking it in place there now. And that can be a pocket. I've left the bottom open, but that doesn't matter. I could probably sew that down. Now that I've glued it, I probably should have sewed it, but it doesn't matter. We'll just leave that shut. I don't know if anything really needs to go here, but yeah, it could do, but I don't know that it needs it. Once that's glued down and dry, that can be a journal pocket. I'm not going to put these in here to stay, but they can go in here. I want them on the outside. But yeah, so there's two pockets there, one there and one there. Shuts up like that. Shuts up like that. That goes in there. That'll get stuck down to the page, or I don't know, I don't think I'll stick it. I think I'll just clip it in. So if the new owner of this journal doesn't want it there, put some glue on that. Dear oh dear, I shouldn't stick things in until they're dry, should I? Never mind. That's okay, that's good. It's probably because I opened the page, that's all. Okay, oh, this one. Oh, yes, well. So this one I think should just stick in the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip it in there. I'm not going to stick it down. So that'll be just a floating pocket, and it'll have a couple more journal cards in there. But this one here, I'm going to stick here. Obviously, that's why I put it there. So I'm going to do the same. I'll put another journal card or two in there, but I'll pop this down so it can actually open out. So it'll open out like that, and they'll have some journal cards or ephemera in there when it's all completed. All right, let's do it, and then we'll be done. Oh, has it been too hard for you to watch? I'm sorry if it has. It's just taken me forever. And I still haven't finished all the ephemera to go in it, so all the journal cards and everything, I'll have to do more before I finally sell it. But if you're interested, it will be up for sale on I might put that down low on my website at Journal Art Papery. I have this dear lady who buys a lot of my journals. As soon as they go online, she snabs them, and I think she won't go to my website because she said she's not very computer literate. So if you want a nice journal, I'm not putting it on Etsy. So the poor darling won't get a chance to get it this time. But she can always call me and organise a different journal anyway. But and she's really sweet. She just seems to love my stuff, so that's really nice. So look, I hope you've enjoyed having a little play with me and seeing what I've come up with. I just want to be careful I don't stick that in. Might just leave it out until it's time, but I want to do the centre of my journal up so that I can finish it off. So you can see, because I've connected the pages the way that I have with the lovely seam binding, you can actually undo the seam binding, which is what I have done, and I've put this extra page in. It doesn't have to be super tight, but I want to have it firm enough to stay put. But if you want to put more pages in a journal like this, it's an easy way to really finish off your journals. And I haven't tied it super tight. Oh, I've got this other one. Where is it? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I am going mad. I'll probably put it somewhere else. Oh, here it is. So I'll find that, and that'll go in there as well. I'll just figure out where I want to put it. So yeah, there's a couple of journals in here, and I think you'll enjoy having this journal. If you figure you might like to buy it, then please do. Yeah, I think it's too much on there. Don't want to hide it in there. I'll figure it out. In the meantime, I'm not going to hold you up, but I'll just pop it there for now, just so that you know that that's going to be in the journal. Okay, now you can see it's reasonably full, so I'm just going to try and tie it up with this gorgeous sari silk. I don't normally take the threads off things, but I'm just going to double it over. Normally I wind it round and round and round, but I'm going to be a cheat and I'm going to double it. And I'm going to make sure it's looking beautiful. Just tie it up. Sometimes, most of the time, when I make my journals, I usually have the tie embedded into my journal somewhere, but because I've made it the way that I have, I figured it was just right to just, you know, simply tie some sari silk to it to keep it closed. So that's the journal there, with all the bits and pieces, apart from a few journal cards that I'm going to pop in. Now I'm just not sure about this. I've only just tied it there gently, and I think I will put this on. I'll just try it. I'm just going to slip it under there so I'm not pinning it to the sari silk. It's just really somewhere to a gorgeous little tassel. So I'm not sure what you think, but I think I will leave it there, and you know, whoever buys it, if they don't want it, they can just put it on another journal. How about that? Okay, so thank you for watching, and I'd love to hear what you think. And yeah, I appreciate your time. I'll try and get some more videos up and running now that I'm not working full time. Okay, bye for now. Oh, happy Easter.